Are you able to see the PPT now?
Yes, we can see.
Yeah, okay. So let's first discuss about the agenda, what we are going to discuss today. And the agenda is mainly we are going to talk about JavaScript. We thought to discuss mainly about the essential concepts of JavaScript, but we have different kinds of audience here, some with 0 years experience to some 5, 6 years experience. So what we thought is to cover some basic concepts, and we are going to touch most of the basic concepts, but we are not going to get into the detail of it because you can learn those things in many of the programming languages. Even if you are interested, please reach us for any of the things if you want to discuss separately. That's fine. We are open to teach you all. We are going to touch mainly about the JavaScript control flow and JavaScript functions. So mainly about JavaScript functions, where it is very critical to understand how it works. So normally, the control flow is nothing but the if conditions and the for loops, etc. Those things you might have learned everywhere. And but JavaScript functions are little tricky. You need to understand it very well. So that's where we are going to focus more in these sessions. And a very special keyword this in JavaScript environment. That is also we are going to see in detail. And some important function calling methods that's call, apply, and bind. These are also crucial to understand how the context, this context we can change in the while calling the functions. Okay, fine. So let's move on to next one, next slide. So what is JavaScript? So JavaScript is nothing but a programming language. So as C, C sharp, this is another programming language, but a high level language. And this is used to create interactive and dynamic web content. Okay, so what is a dynamic web content? Without JavaScript, so everyone know what is a website, web application. So now you are all seeing every day, everyone is using Google and all, right? So those web pages, JavaScript is playing a very crucial role in those websites and web pages. If you consider, okay, what happens when we remove JavaScript from the websites and web pages? It will be kind of merely a newspaper. So newspaper, what you can do, you can just read the news. That's it, right? It will be just like a newspaper. You cannot interact with it. Now you are interacting just like clicking buttons. When you drag, you can drag and drop with your mouse. When you click on some buttons, you are getting expanded. One second. So Dinesh, are you able to admit others when joining?
I'll take care of it, Kumaresan. You can continue with the session.
Okay, no problem. Um, okay, so it will be just like a kind of mere newspaper. So you cannot interact. So, but in websites nowadays, you are interacting. You are able to click the buttons, navigate to other pages, and something many other interactions you can do. And dynamic web content is something like that. When you click on a button, you can immediately see a new thing in the page, kind of a pop-up or kind of a drop-down, kind of slide bars. A lot of things are there. So these are all created with the use of JavaScript. So what are all the main uses? So one is client-side scripting. Whatever we have talked so far about the websites and web pages, those are all called client-side scripting. And the JavaScript, now after the introduction of Node.js a few years back, now it can be used to develop server-side applications as well. Even you can create some billing softwares with it, or you can create web APIs, everything you can create using JavaScript. And now you can build interactive web applications as well. Okay, so that also we have already discussed. And one more thing, JavaScript is now the second most used language after Python. So, and if you learn JavaScript, you can become master in front-end technologies. So, yeah, well, let's see what are all the key features of JavaScript. So it's very lightweight. You don't have to install anything in your application. It comes with browser, and it's very easy to learn, very simple. So we are going to look into the features and how to write code in this session. And it supports all different kinds of programming paradigms. Like C programming will allow you to write functional program, and C++ and Java, C# will allow you to write object oriented. And there are some VB related which where you can write procedural oriented programming. But here in JavaScript, it supports all different kinds of programming paradigms. Whichever you like, you can do that. And as I said, it runs in browser. And the main concept is another one main concept is called asynchronous programming. So normally you can think about synchronous programming is something like that. Line by line, it will execute from top to bottom. Okay, so for example, if there are 10 lines in the function, it will execute from line 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, something like that. 10 lines will get executed. But what if the fourth line needs to get some data from database? It has to go to the database and it has to fetch the data and it has to come back. Till that time, the fifth line will not get executed. Even if it is not dependent on the fourth line's responses, or the next 5, 6, 7, 8 lines will not get executed. So the execution will be blocked. But in the case of asynchronous programming, what we can tell is the line number 4. Okay, you go and fetch the database data, and you can tell me whenever you complete, then I will come back to you and execute the remaining part of you. But now I'm going to execute 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 until it requires a response from you. Maybe if it is little difficult to understand first time, we will be explaining in upcoming sessions about this asynchronous programming as well. So please follow us in Instagrams for any updates about these things. And we have our all major web development platforms now, like React, Angular, or Vue.js. Lot of things are dependent on or built on React.js. Once you master React.js, sorry, once you master JavaScript, all these React.js, Vue, Angular, and a lot of other new frameworks are there. Everything will be easy, and also JavaScript is mandatory for those things because all these things are just libraries of JavaScript. Okay, so if anyone has any questions so far, just raise your hand. We can discuss. Otherwise, we can go into the uh, live coding session. I hope there are no questions. Let me know if my screen is visible again. So I have shared the CodePen website now.
Yes, it's visible, sir.
It is.
Yeah, okay, fine. So now the session will be like more like interactive. You can either tell your answers in, I'm going to ask few questions. Either you can tell your answers in the chat, that's better, because if everyone talks in the session, it would not be good. If you have specific doubt, you can raise your hand and we can discuss. But otherwise, for the questions which I asked, even though if you don't know the answer, if you think about some answer, you can still type your answer. So we will see, we will correct it, and you will know why the answer is wrong or right when we discuss. Okay, sure. And okay, so let me explain few things about CodePen, how to work with that. So this is a thing that I mostly use to explain the concepts, simple JavaScript, HTML, CSS concepts. So mostly we are going to type in, print the values in console. Okay. There are some settings I just have changed. I have commented, I have collapsed the HTML, CSS, just kept open JS and console for the sake of easiness and understanding. Okay. Now, I need to change the settings to behavior. So once you turn off this auto updating preview, the run button will come here. Otherwise, as soon as I type, it will try to execute it. So I don't want that behavior. I want it to be executed only when I press run button. Okay. So I'm going to close this. Let's start something. So let's start with the variable declarations. Okay. So hope everyone knows about what is a variable. A variable is something which can hold any value. Okay. So for example, I can store where number equal to 100, where date of birth equal to new date of 2020, 12/22, or where address equal to yeah, something like that. Okay, so you don't have to specify either it is an integer or float or something like that. This just where is enough. Even without where, it will work. Okay, so we can just see whether it is working fine. I'm just going to do console.log. If I do console.log, you can see the responses here. So number I'm going to print. Let me see whether it's working fine. Right? Okay. I'm going to print next one, DOB. Right? Okay, object date. The date of date is coming. But I think I don't know why it is coming. Should it be whether it's day month year or year month date? I forgot the syntax. But anyway, you can save a date here. That's the concept. And where dot log. Yes. Okay, so literally the idea here is you can store anything into the variable. Okay, so now where is this going to store? Let's see. So number is stored in an object called window. Window dot number I'm going to put. Let's see whether it is going to give the value. I will remove these things. Window dot number. So you can see 100 is coming. So this is very important concept. Now we are going to touch this. You need to understand very clearly. Whatever you declare here outside, that will be stored in an object called window. The window is a top level object of JavaScript. Okay, in the web environment. If it is in the server side, that's a different concept. Now, let's see. I'm going to declare a function. Function print. Right. Now, let us see where is the. I will try to log window. I think it may not log here. Okay, log script. We need to see in the browser console. I will go to the browser console, inspect. This is the browser console. See, that is printed here. And if you see, this is the content of window. And let me see whether all these things I can see there or not. See, address is here. And DOB is here. There is number. Number is here. And you will also see print. Print is also here. Okay, so the problem is whatever we are adding, it is going to add in the global object. And this is called polluting the global environment, global object. That is not advisable to do like this. So we should not use where to declare our variables. What we need to do is we need to use let to create our variable. So I'm going to create number 1 and let I'm assigning it as 200. Okay, let's see. I'm going to run this. I'll get a new console. Printed. Yes. Let us see. See, the number is here, but number 1 is not coming. Okay, so always this should be declare. You should declare all variables with let or const. It depends, but you should not use where. So this is not advisable to use. Okay. Now there is one more concept called hosting. For example, let me do this. I'm going to console log number. So I declared a number here, but I'm using before declaration. So it means it should not allow, or it should be empty, something like that should happen. Let me see, I'm going to remove this. So let me run this. So it is saying it is as undefined. It means the variable is declared, but it is not defined with a value. That is what it is saying. Okay, how can we make sure it? Okay, I am giving another variable name, which is not even declared here, right? So let's see whether it is going to give same undefined or something else. What is it saying? Number 2 is not defined. Okay, so you can use a variable before declaration, that's fine, but you cannot use a variable which even not declared. Okay, now, okay, I have to explain what is hosting, right? So hosting, how this works is, now when I run, it is coming as undefined, right? This part, where number, this declaration is going to the top, but not this assignment. That's why it is coming as undefined. The same thing, if I put after this, that time it will give you 100. The same way, I'm going to console log number here. I'm going to remove all these things. I'm going to call this function. So, but this function is declared at the bottom, but I'm going to call at the top. So as I said, all the declarations in JavaScript will go to the top automatically. So it means this, the browser or interpreter that will understand this, that this is hosted at the top. So it means you can call this function without any problem, even though it is declared at the bottom. Okay, so for example, if I run, Number is not defined. Okay, number number equals to 100. Okay, I'm sorry. At this point, number is not declared. I need to put this next to this, or I will put it here. But anyway, it will be just above the declaration. Okay. Right. So this is called variable hosting or function hosting in JavaScript. So anyone has any doubts or something in this? Any questions? Maybe someone might not know what is a function and all, but don't worry about the function. Just think about the variable declaration, how it works. All the declared variable will go to the top, and you can store anything in a variable, and you should not use where while you declare. You should use let while you declare any of your variables. We are going to discuss few more things about let and const, how it works. And before that, if you have any doubt, we can discuss.
Anybody has any doubts?
Okay, there is someone
Rishikesh.
raised hand.
Rishikesh.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yes. So actually, you are telling to use a let and const instead of where, but I'm working in a company, but they are using where in the applications in many places actually. So would that lead to any issues or?
No, it won't lead to any issues. There are some problems while using where. I can tell you. See, where is a function scope. Okay, so here there is no function outside, so it directly added these variables to the window object. But if you declare the same thing inside a function, right? For example, if I have some 100 lines of code, I want to use something like this. If true or some conditions, I am declaring a variable here where x equal to 10. Okay, and if I try to access this outside, still it is available. Okay, so this is a print function, right? Anyway, it's going to print. I am going to clear this. It is available, right? But let is block scoped. So whatever is declared inside the braces, that will be available only inside this. It won't be available outside.
Okay.
So now I'm going to run this again. So X is not defined. So it gives you much more control, because if you have 100 lines of code, if you declare something, some variable somewhere, and if you are, see, the problem is, it is not just, I'm declaring with where X equal to 100. I thought to use it. And I forgot that I have already a variable. And maybe this, I need to see whether it works or not. Let me see. So what happens, right? Here I expect it should be 20. I don't know, I need to always check whether this is declared somewhere in the function or not before I redeclare. It won't even warn that it is redeclared, correct?
Correct.
If you give same variable names twice somewhere inside the functions, thinking that you don't know that the variable already declared. If you redeclare twice, you think here, assume that this is some big 100 lines, okay? And you don't know where this lies, right? This line lies. This may go into multiple loops or something like that, and this may hide your thing. And you thought you want to use this x somewhere. You thought the x will contain the value 100, but since you have already redeclared somewhere inside the scope, here the problem is it overwrites this x, and you are getting 20. So this kind of problems will happen. Only this is the problem.
Mm-hmm.
So if you use let here, if I use let here, remove these things. Let's see what's happening. So it allows you to redeclare here. It is not complaining you. You can still use X here. Inside X, sorry, inside this if block, it will be still 20 only.
Okay.
Okay, once it comes out of the loop, out of the block, right, that X will get deleted.
Okay. So one doubt actually is so that if true will execute always, or how is
Yeah,
it, sir?
this, see, actually if will execute only when this condition becomes true.
Okay.
Now this is true already, right?
Yeah.
So for example, if my X is 100, this is the condition I can put like this.
Hmm.
X equal to 100. I'm checking. If X equal to 100, this will evaluate it to true. You can put you and show. Okay. What is this? This is evaluated to true.
True.
Means this is true. That's what I have given. So it means this will always execute. So we are not going to give like this in real-time coding. We are going to give conditions like this only. But just for understanding, just for the time crunch, I am just giving directly true. You don't have to worry about this condition here. Just see how this X overrides this X and be used inside this block, and outside of the block, as soon as it comes out, this X will get died. Okay, and then this X will live till the end of this X. So that's why. So when you see where this has function scope, whichever function you declare, it will available all through the function. So you can declare here, you can declare inside, you can declare wherever you want, but you can use it all through the function. But
Right.
let and const nor lexical scope or lexical or block scope.
So only inside that condition it will be
Wherever
evaluated.
you
After that,
declare,
you lose the
yeah,
scope.
wherever you declare, that will
Hmm.
be applicable only within that block.
Okay.
Till here you can access that variable. Okay.
Sure. And one more doubt, sir, actually. So when we use the var keyword for something like x, as we see now, so if I declare two var x somewhere, one inside the if condition and another outside the if condition, will the window object have 2x or only 1x?
No, window object will have only one
Okay.
because you cannot have the same name, variable name declared twice, but you are declaring here twice. It means as soon as that second line will get executed, it will overwrite the first one,
Okay.
right? In this case, if you put var here, as soon as this line number 15 get executed,
Okay.
you will lose this 100. You cannot get this 100 back.
Hmm.
X will now contain only 20.
Okay. Fine.
Okay. Right. So anyone please let us know, are we going a little bit more which you cannot understand? Maybe some of you might not even know what is a programming. Do we have such kind of persons in the meeting? Or everyone able to follow? I just want everyone to take the maximum out of this program. That's why we are conducting here. Can you all ping yes? Can you all type yes in the chat so that I can see, I can understand that you are all able to understand. Okay, thank you. I'm getting some responses. Okay, it's all good. So it means whatever I have thought is going good. So do we need to take, are you all interested in going through if else, switch, continue, break, for loop, or are you all aware? Can I get again some responses? If you want it, type yes. Otherwise, no, you can put no. Based on the voting, I can cover that. Otherwise, I can go into the important concepts. So if you type yes, I am going to take if, for loop, etc. Otherwise, I am going to take function. Okay, fine. So okay, I am going to take that if conditions as well. So there are a few more concepts that you need to know, like the data types and the operators. I can quickly go through because I am trying to cover most in next half an hour. And you try to take the notes, whatever I am going to teach you. If you have some doubts, you can refer online about those topics. Okay. So operators, I'm going to delete this operators. So we have many different operators, but mainly we are going to use like plus, minus, multiplication, division, something like that. You can go through online for detailed things, but majorly the confusion comes will like this is assignment operator equal to this is comparison operator. This is also comparison operator, but this will strictly compare. So let's see a minor example, simple example for this. Okay, going to use let x equal to 10. Here I am not comparing, I am assigning 10 to x. That's why single equal to. Now I am going to check if x equal to 10, then print, sorry, console log. Yes, it is. It is 10. Else, okay, so anyway, we will be covering if else also here. So, okay, let me put that otherwise. Okay, so let me run this. So what will be the output? So it will be, it is 10. No. Okay, it is 10. Now, I want to know if it is 10, it should be printing like this. I'm going to put one more if condition before that. I'm going to put okay, so can anyone tell whether it is now 10 or not? Because earlier I have put just this. Now I'm going to type this as a string. So what would be the response? Can I see responses?
No output.
No output. Okay, let's see. Okay, undefined. It is 10. It is 10. Okay. Let's see whether it is coming as it is 10. Oh, it is 10. So how it is comparing the string 10 and the integer 10? It's same, basically, right? Because it won't, this double equal to won't compare which data type it is. It always takes the value and compare. So it won't read it as a string, it will just read it as a 10. Okay. Now, if I, okay, what if I want to, okay, what if I put triple equal to? then this will check this operator, this operand and this operand should have same value and also same type. Okay, now X is string. So now this will become false. So it won't print anything. I will clear console and I will put, right? That's all it printed, but nothing came here. The execution completed. Okay, now I'm going to write. What is the use of else? I need to write, okay, if X equal to 10, I'm going to print this. If X is other than 10, exactly opposite condition, right? Not equal to 10. Other than 10. This is easy, but what if I have some complex conditions here? So, and y equal to some, okay, let me first execute it. So this will first give, since X is 10, it is going to give X, it is 10. So if I change the value to 11, other than 10 is coming. So, but deriving this exactly opposite condition is not necessary because, for example, if I have X and Y equals 10 and Z greater than 20, something like this is there. So how can you write exactly opposite condition like this? It will be very tricky for you to write exactly opposite condition. If this condition satisfies, this has to come, this has to execute. Otherwise, if I want something to execute, just put else instead of trying opposite condition. If this is not true, then that is going to come here. Okay, so this is the reason we are using else. Okay, other than 10. And if there are multiple conditions, again, if one more condition is there, okay, else if I want to check if X equal to 20, then I need to put it is 20. One more condition, it is 20. Otherwise, I can put now other than 10 and 20, something like that I can put. So I can run this any number of conditions for this. Okay. Instead of doing this, even you can do one more thing, switch X. So it means I'm going to check, okay, I'm going to check X. What is the value of X? Case 10 console.log. I'm going a little faster because we don't have much time. I will just go and case 20 console.log. It is 20 and I'm going to put, okay, final condition, else condition is default console.log other than. Now, can you all type what would be the response if I have 10 here? I'm going to remove this. 10 and 20. Okay. So what would be the response if I run it? Just very simple, no? Let me see the responses. Okay, so I have received 2 responses saying it is 10. Okay, let's see. So one request, everyone, please try to visualize what would be the answer here. Then you may see surprises. If you see surprises, then if you get new answer, then you will get it. It will register easily to you. Okay. So I think most of you, or I think 2 of you told it's 10. Let me run. What would be the response? Oh my God, what is this? Everything is printing. So something is wrong here, right? So the problem with switch is this guy has a bad habit. He will just check for one condition. If that's satisfied, he will never check everything. He will just leave it. So for example, here this case is true. This will execute. Then he will leave it alone. He will never bother about checking this or this, nothing. So everything will come. Okay, assume that I will put 20. Now what would be the answer if I put 20? So this will, it will come and check here. This is false. So it won't execute this. And then it will come here. It will see this is true because X is 20, this is 20, it matches. And this will print this one. And then it won't check again. It will again print this one. Okay, let's run this. Okay, it's 20 and other than 10 and 20. So how to prevent this? Means you need to do, break in every
Use
case
break
statement. Yeah. So last default, you don't need break because anyway, even if this satisfies only when these two conditions doesn't satisfy. Okay. Then this will automatically print. Now when I'm going to run, it will be, it is 20. You can see this one. I'm going to change this as 10. These are all simple programming concepts you might learn in every other languages. So I have few other things to discuss, some important things. So I thought to skip the for loops and the other loop kind of stuff. I'm going to directly talk more about the functions. Yeah. So before going into the functions, I'd like to explain you a few things. In JavaScript, whenever you see this kind of syntax, it's majorly it is for array, not just for array, not only for array. Majorly it is for array. And whenever you see the flower brace, so basically the square is called bracket. This is called brace. Okay, and one more thing, this is called parenthesis. So don't get confused about all these names. So this is bracket, square bracket. This is a brace, curly brace. This is parenthesis. Okay. So whenever you see this, this is for object. Okay. So array means it is nothing but you have the collection of same kind of variables. Okay. For example, what is the same kind of variables? If ROM age, okay, ROM's age equal to 10 and Ravi age equal to 20. So all these things are typically refers to age, correct? Right. Instead of storing in separate variables, what you can do, you can create just age as a variable, age, and you can store something like this. But still, you don't know. You need to assume that first variable is first value is for Ram and second value is for Ravi. But this is just a simple example that you can understand why to use array. And second thing is about object. So now array we thought about, we discussed about, it is going to have the same kind of values of multiple persons, right? But object is completely opposite. It is going to have multiple properties of the same person. Okay, for example, I'm going to Ram. Okay, let Ram equal to, this is an object syntax. I put curly brace, right? This is an object. Now I can have name of Ram. What is that? His name is Ram Kumar. Then age. This is 30. Then is qualification. I can put BSc. So something like this. This is an object. Object means a single thing refers to a particular entity, a single person. I mean, multiple properties referring to a single person or single entity but array is, it is referring to the same property of multiple persons. Okay, clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So maybe array and object also, we are not going to go into much detail, but I'm going to explain quickly about how to print these values. So I'm going to do console.log age, and you need to put square bracket to read the first element or any element. So 0 is the first element, and I'm going to put one more thing, console.log age 1. That is a second element. Let me see what is coming. So when I put age of 2, that is not there, right? Only 2 elements are there. There is a 0 element and 1 element. If I'm going to access 2, that will say 10, 20, and it is not declared, it's undefined. Okay. Now, how to read the values of this object? It's a dot notation. So console.log. I can directly print ROM. You can see how it comes. I will clear. I'm going to remove these. Run it. Okay. You can see it is an object, and that contains all these 3 properties. One is name, one is age, another one is qualification. Each one is having string value, another one is having 30 as a number, and the third one is also again string. 3 properties are there. Okay, even I can print age directly. If I print age directly, what will come? It will show the same thing, the array of 2. Object array is an array, and this is something like this. Now, we did not discuss about the constant so far, right? I'm going to explain what is a constant. Okay, so let not name, I will give number equal to 10. And I can change that number. Again, I am assigning something. Number already, what is there? Number 10. I'm going to add 2 more to it. So this means already whatever is there, that number and 2 will be added, and again that will be assigned to the number. So number will become 12 now. Console.log, I'm going to put number. Let us say I'm going to hide this, clear console and run. It is 12. So the same thing, if I put const means it is constant. You cannot change the value throughout the program anywhere. You cannot update it. Okay, it should be same. So let me see what is happening. It is throwing an error. Assignment to a constant variable is an error. Okay, you cannot assign it. But now there is a little trick here. Now I am going to declare this as a const. Okay, so before this, I will keep it as let only. I would like to change the Ram Kumar. I have not given space, but that guy is coming and say, no, my name should have a space in between Ram and Kumar. So I'm updating somewhere in the program like Ram dot name equal to Ram space Kumar. I am updating something like this. Is this valid? Sorry, I need to console log it, right? Ram only I will update. Let's see where it went. The windows got hit. Right. Now I'm going to change. So this is rom.name. I'm just changing it here. Now I'm going to change it to const. Now what will happen? So I'm going to expect your responses. Please type in. Okay, so I got 2 responses. It won't change. Error in updating. Let me run. Let me see whether it is going to give any surprise to us. It got changed. So it is really surprising, right? I declared const. Earlier we have seen when I declare constant, we cannot change it. Now I declared const only, rom, but I am able to change it. How is that possible? I'm going to explain you. I cannot assign anything to rom, but now here I am not assigning to rom. I am assigning something inside rom. This means this object is same, but I am just changing this part. So part of it you can change. Means the thing is you cannot do rom equal to a new object of something you cannot do. This is prohibited because you cannot assign anything to rom because it is constant. But now I am not assigning anything to rom. I am just changing the property of rom. This is particularly legal. I mean, this is allowed and this is legal in programming. But this is not allowed. I can explain the reasons also, but we need to jump on to other topics. So I'm going to remove this examples. Now we are going to talk more about the functions. So we need to talk about this keyword as well. Okay, this keyword we can talk now. This. Okay, so now I'm going to declare where x or number equal to 10. So what I said, whenever I declare a variable like this, outside of any function, the where is having the function scope, right? If I declare something inside a function, it will be available throughout the function. If I declare outside the function, then this will be added to the global object. The global object name is called window, right? That is what we have discussed earlier, right? Console.log number, console.log window.number. Let's see whether both are same. Both are same, right? And one more thing, let me see what is this dot number. Okay, 3 prints, right? All are 10. So number is number that we have declared here. As we know, this number is going to be added to the window object. So whatever is added in the object, like last time we had seen, right? RAM. RAM is an object. To accept anything inside RAM, we need to put dot and that property name. Same thing we are doing window dot, that property name we are accessing, and this is also helping us to take that number back. Then this means window is equal to this, right? Let's check whether both are equal. How to check whether both are equal? I am going to put whether this equal to window. I will clear this. Okay. 10, 10, 10, true. So this means, it means this is equal to window. Right. In this context, this is equal to window. Now I'm going to create an object where from equal to an object. I'm going to create name, as I said, Ram Kumar, age 30, and qualification BSc. Okay. Now, few of these things are going to be changed, right? Like age will change every year. Qualification, if he added something, it will also get updated. So what we need to do, any object, if it needs to change some of the properties, we can still give the functions to change also inside the object. Like increase age is a function. You can give this function. I am not giving any name to the function. Even if you give, that doesn't matter. So this increase age is a function. Like how the age is a number, how the name is a string, the same way increase age is a function. Now this function, what it will do, this dot age. Okay, this is the object. I'm going to put equal to this dot age plus 1. Just for our sake, I will just print it also. What is this dot age? Okay. Now I'm going to how to call that increase age function. So whatever inside the object to access, we need to put the object name and dot, and I am going to put increase age. This is the function. Okay, but it is not getting called unless I put this. I need to put this to get that increase age function to be called. Let me see what will be this dot age. Okay, so all these 10, 10, 10, and then true is here, and this dot age is 31. It got incremented. Remove all these things. I'm going to increase one more. Okay, and I'm going to add one more print age. That's one more function I have. Like just copy this thing. So what will print age return? What will print age will print? Will it be 30 or 32? Any guesses? Please type in your answers. Okay, I'm seeing 32 is coming. Okay, that's good. That's the right answer. I'm going to run it. Print age. Okay, I did not need to put a comma here. Okay, 31 here, and then 32. Again, this function increase age is called, and finally the print age is called. For that, it is a 32. Now, what we had seen previously, this equals window, right? That's what we had seen. Now I'm going to print only here I will print. Okay, console.log window.age. So what should be the answer now? I need to get 2 times 32, right? That's the expectation. Let's see. One is 30. I'm getting this one, this dot age, but this is undefined. It means only outside of any objects in global scope, in global scope, this equals window. In object scope, this is an object, right? This is an object and you are inside a function of that object. In object scope, this refers to object. Okay, this means the object's age you are getting. Clear? Now I'm going to talk a few minutes about call, apply, and bind. That is also related to this. These are all some really important concepts. Try to understand most about it. Take some notes, and you can even refer some online tutorials about these things. Okay. Now I'm going to. Okay. What is call? Okay, this is just a function, right? How to make a call? Okay, this. Let me print. What is this? Console.log. ram.print age. What is this? So ram.print age is nothing but a function. It should print. I think these things I need to comment. Okay. So now how to call this ram.printage? That's what we already did. How to call this? By adding a parenthesis, you can call. Otherwise, you can just do one more thing like this call. This is the call function. It's calling undefined because this function has to, okay, when you call directly this one, printage like this, the printage here is called on behalf of or on top of RAM, then that will take this keyword from RAM, okay, from RAM's age. This means RAM here, okay, this means RAM in this case. But when I do like this is something else here. You need to tell who is this. I mean, who is this? Here you need to tell. I'm going to tell RAM. Now this will give you. And where is this undefined coming? Print age. Okay, window.age, that is undefined only. Yes. We don't have window now. Right? The 30 is coming. When I can call one more time, this one ram dot increase age dot call ram. I need to pass. So I will be getting now 31. Okay. Now call and apply are same. Only if you have some parameters passed in, the way of parameter is different. Otherwise, it will be same. Okay, now how can use it? It is a little complex thing, right? So I'm just trying to remove this and put it outside of raw. Okay. Now I can just call printage like this. Something like this I can call. But this dot h function statement requires it is of ID to print. This should be like this. Declare. So I'm going to call printage, but this the printage calls this dot h, but this doesn't know anything about who is this. Correct? Now what will happen now? undefined. Now printage, I'm going to call this by specifying, okay, for this, use the object wrong. This is the meaning. If you have any function that refers to this, and if you want to call it, you want to pass some reference, okay, this means ROM in your case, then you execute like that, and that will print the age of ROM. Sorry, if you want to put call, you need to remove this. Just understand the concepts, syntax when you work, you will automatically get. So bind is all again same, but you need to add it to a new variable. This will not execute. Okay, I can show you. Okay, it doesn't do anything, right? So what I need to do is I need to store this in another variable, and I just need to call that. That is the use of bind. So in detailed sessions, we can take we can give more explanation about why the differences are. But this session we are able to cover that much only. So now we don't have time to discuss arrow functions, closures, and all, and the parameter bindings. Dinesh, I think we can close this session with these explanations. In the next session, we can cover more about the left out topics. So if you have some closing notes, you can take it over.